We'll move on to the final team on our list here, the Montreal Canadiens. Oh, snap. Everyone thought it was a Flames jersey, but bam, he brings it out.
Oh, bonjour.
Yeah. You could see how Ryan's eyes changed.
I did love you, Sanjay. Now I don't know.
I like to cater to all fan bases. Say the Leafs are going to win a playoff round while wearing a Habs jersey.
And picking Edmonton to be top of the division.
Yeah.
All right.
So everyone loves me.
Let's talk
about Vancouver to make the playoffs. So,
yeah, shit. Let's talk about the Montreal Canadiens. So there's a team that 2 years ago was the Stanley Cup Finals, and then last year was the worst team in the league. They went a little surprising in not picking Shane Wright as the number one overall pick, and there's been some kind of knocks on their number one draft so far in his pregame stuff here. So Adam, read about the departures and the arrivals to the new Montreal Canadiens.
All right. Well, we have departures: Jeff Petrie, Shea Weber, Alexander Romanov, Poling, Matthew Perreault, Paquette, and Clegg. And some of our key acquisitions are rookie Slavkovsky. Sorry if
that's the guy they drafted. Yeah,
that's the guy. Yeah. Then we have Kirby Dach, who came from Chicago. Evgeny Dandonov, Mitchell Stevens, Madison Bowie, and Mike Matheson.
You forgot Sean Monahan.
There you go, Shawnee
Monahans, yeah.
Boring Sean Monahan.
Do you think? Well, I'll ask you about him in a minute. One of the biggest things about this team that's really stood out is actually their coach, Marty St. Louis, who literally, if you listen to him talk, says all the right things for a coach. Like, he just says things that make so much sense, and he sounds so intelligent. You're like, damn. Who wouldn't jump through a wall for that guy? What can Marty St. Louis do for this team, Adam? And I know he's already been there for a bit, but this is from the start now. So,
well, I said this a bit last year. Yeah, I said this a bit last year when we talked about him coming in and taking over that coaching position. But he brings an experience as a player, and the thought process from a player's psyche that can translate to players he's playing with. He had a successful NHL career. One Stanley Cup, right? One
Stanley Cup. Yep.
No, never happened.
Who was that again? So he knows how to win, what it takes, what kind of skills you need, and where to go. Like I think his player IQ is going to shine as a coach, and we saw it a bit with Cole Caulfield last year when he was struggling, and then Marty St. Louis came in, helped him, altered his game a little bit, or just helped him build that confidence back up. And we saw Cole Caulfield rise again. So I'm really excited to see. I'm a Marty St. Louis fan. I would always take him in playoff pools, always take him in regular season pools if I could get my hands on him. I love the guy, and that makes me like Montreal a bit more, actually.
All right.
Yeah, I hate he's playing there because I hate the Canadiens, and it's really hard to hate Martin St. Louis. So
no, it's pretty easy if you're a Flames fan.
Is there much point in like this team's off season wasn't anything spectacular. It was all about committing to the.
There was a lot of big names that left.
Yeah, there was like Jeff.
Yeah, and Jeff you didn't even say Carey Price, right? Like,
yeah, and he's probably done now.
He's done.
We haven't even talked about that.
Yeah.
And the Canadian hockey team's goaltending carousel is coming to a halt pretty heavy here. So, Ryan, as a Leafs fan, I know you're enjoying the fact that the team isn't good, but like how bad should we expect that this could be?
I think they're going to be pretty bad again this year. Maybe not last in the league bad. I think you might see some improvement with, Martin St. Louis behind the bench and some of their young guys taking another step forward. Maybe also not having that pressure on them will help. But I think they're still going to be up for a lottery pick for sure. I really hope they don't get Bedard, because that will be a nightmare all over again.
I will bet money he goes to an American team.
Well, you just know, because you think it's rigged.
I think no, I don't. I really don't think it's rigged in the sense.
As an Oilers fan, you cannot think it's rigged.
Like, I don't think it's rigged because there's no way the league would want the Oilers to have that pick, and they got it. So there's no way I can say I think that it's rigged. What I think is that if you look, I think the two worst teams are actually American teams. So I think there's a higher chance of it.
Oh yeah, there'll be a better chance, I think, for sure.
He'll be a Coyote or a Blackhawk. I bet you he'll be a Blackhawk. That's my guess.
I think there's still they'll still be a lottery team, so they'll still have a chance at Bedard, and that would really suck if they got him, because I don't want to have Bedard in our
if they
division.
get a top 2 pick, they're going to have a good player either way, because it's a stacked draft.
Yeah.
And there was earlier debate that Bedard, I can't remember the other guy's name, could potentially flip-flop, and now it's just solidified that it's Bedard.
Oh yeah, like Bedard's going to be another generational player, I bet you. Like, I'm actually we're kind of going off track here, but I'm kind of looking forward to the whole Connor versus Connor debate in years to come, but that'll be for future years. And I hope it's not with Montreal, because that would be terrible.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Pat's tickets are way more expensive than they used to be, because they they have a money horse this year. That's
yes. I still have to see him live. I have to go before he gets traded away.
You got a couple of months before he's a Blazer.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's a Blazer, because that means the Pats will have made a smart decision trading him away for money, or to build a franchise.
Picks. Yeah.
But since they traded away a bunch of picks for another player right now, I don't think they're going to do that. So he'll have a fun first or second round exit. I'm serious. I think 100% that team.
They're just going to keep him.
Oh, they want him drafted as a Pat, but it's like you could have if you sell him, you're set for years. You look at how well the Wheat Kings did off Braden Shen. For years, they were like one of the best.
Braden Shen was a Wheat King? I thought he was a Blade. No, I'm thinking. Yeah, no, wasn't Braden Shen a Blade?
Where he got traded to.
Oh, okay.
And the Wheat Kings reaped the benefit of it, and the Blades were awful for years. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they were out in the first round, I think.
Yeah. Well, the Raiders did the same thing with Leon Draisaitl and Josh Morrissey, right? So
yeah, and then the team they built won the Western Final and went to the Memorial Cup and lost.
Yeah.
This is the WHL segment of Delayed Offside.
It is. And if you're really a fan, Sanjay, you would pay attention to junior hockey or hockey.
That's how much we care about the Montreal Canadiens. We'd rather
We've been
WHL.
scouting. We've been scouting players at different organizations, and that's just how it goes, Like we all.
Yeah, maybe I should go to a Hitman game once in a while then.
I think you'd like it. It's actually a lot more fun than you think. And it's better hockey than people give it credit for.
Then you might run into Bret Hart.
True. You might. Is he
Have
actually
you
go to those
run
games?
into Bret Hart ever?
I saw him at a Flames game once, and I got his autograph once
Did
at
you?
a Safeway. Yeah, he was doing like a signing. Him and Owen. It was pretty sweet.
You and your brothers loved them so much.
The Harts are royalty in Canada, man.
I went to the wrestling event in Regina here, and I was pretty pumped. Natty Neidhart came on out.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Keeping on the legacy. It's good to see.
So Adam, what's in with you?
This has been the WHL and wrestling podcast. So,
essentially the same sport.
As long as I can talk about anything other than the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
Well, what if the Habs finish above the Leafs this year?
Oh God,
Ryan, you'll eat your hat. You'll eat your hat, right? You'll eat that hat if the Habs.
I will eat it with ketchup.
Okay. Well, okay. Are we saying like regular season or playoffs too, or just either?
Oh, regular season, because I never have faith in my
Okay.
team in the playoffs now. So
Smart.
All right,
man.
come on, Habs. Sean Monahan, bring back that magic, baby.
Yeah, do you think Sean Monahan's going to rebound here, Sanjay, or is he done?
I want him to, but the injuries are just so severe. Like he's had 3 hip surgeries in the last 2 years, like wrist surgery. The guy is like, he put it all on his line for the Flames, and Flames fans respect that. Like when he comes back to Calgary, he'll probably get a standing ovation. He'll probably be cheered as opposed to the other 2 that left. Like he's well regarded with Flames fans, and we're all cheering for him. I hope he hits 30 goals again.
He didn't
just
try
a
to
good
leave.
guy that gave it all, but injuries took away his ability to play the game, unfortunately. And I would love to see him do it again, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think maybe he gets traded at the deadline. Montreal will, package him and he could play like power play minutes and fourth line minutes for a playoff team. But I hope so. But unfortunately, I don't see it.
Well, we didn't talk about this player at all in our Western preview, but Pierre-Luc Dubois is long rumored to be connected to the Montreal Canadiens. The rumor was he showed up at the draft hoping he was going to get traded to Montreal. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
Pierre-Luc Dubois.
But honestly, like, is there any point in them trading for him, or just waiting until he's a free agent?
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Is there any point in them trading for him, or should they just wait it out and let him come?
Wait it out.
Yeah, wait it out. There's no point in giving up assets at this point. You need the assets to build a contender in the years to come.
No.
if anything, that would benefit Winnipeg.
That would
unless
benefit them.
unless they
Yeah.
want unless like Winnipeg wants to like grab Sean Monahan or one of the more established players on Montreal, then go for it. But
I think they'd take Doc.
Kirby Doc's young too. Like he's a guy that you can have as part of that young core.
True, but that didn't stop Chicago from getting rid of him.
No,
Yeah, but-
it didn't. Chicago really just confuses me overall.
They had a weird offseason. It made no sense.
They never make any sense with the things they do. Bringing in Seth Jones last offseason, that really turned out well, right? And then now they're unloading young guys like the Brinket and Kirby Doc. I'm just like, what's like
No.
the guys that brought in Fleury and Seth Jones were gone very quickly after that. Right?
I don't think
they
they
were brought in
that, right?
No, they were brought in. The guys who brought them in were the same guys that left for the Kyle Beach stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. So the new management, you didn't.
I see what you're saying.
But I think people can make the connection. Like, why would these guys do that and then
Right.
suck this year? But it was like, no,
So
those guys did that, and these guys are like, no, that's not what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just Chicago's just trying to go for Bedard, right?
I think so too.
So get rid of anyone who's going to get you
Them
wins.
in Arizona.
And
you know what?
I'm sure they'll get rid of Kane. I'm sure they'll try to get rid of Taves if they can, and just unload everyone that they possibly can. They'll never get rid of that Seth Jones contract, but
No.
Well, no, actually, they will. They could, I bet.
there's a lot of years on that contract.
There is, but he's still like
You're not going to
tough
eat that
minutes.
for 8 years.
Hey,
Yeah.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson got traded. He had a ridiculous contract. Stupid contracts get traded all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Lucic got traded.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
You guys have convinced me. Yeah, they're going to.
No, I'm serious.
They're
Like,
gonna trade Seth Jones.
I think.
Well,
anything
a
is
lot of
tradable. It's
like
just gonna
old
cost
school
you.
hockey guys still love Seth Jones, like the eye
That's what I mean.
test, right? The people
Mhm.
think he passes the eye test with flying colors.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he was a fourth overall pick. Like,
Mhm.
I think there's lots of people that still see his value. And you know what? He's playing top minutes in Chicago.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
eating up all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, and
That's valuable to you.
in that playoff series against the Leafs, he was very noticeable in shutting down the Leafs' big guns.
Yeah. Torts has a way with certain players, and they just hate him at the end of it.
It'll be interesting to see how he does in Philly.
It's true.